If you go back and you look at the English, this has all been there. People were getting their heads chopped off. The Crusaders were doing their things across countries, and they were spreading Christianity through threats and violence.
What does that have to do with anything?
Now, that's what you're trying to uplift. That's what you're trying to uphold.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
You wouldn't know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
That's where you're lacking.
I have no
so
idea.
Catch up. You're sitting across from me.
What does the Crusades have to do with divorce?
That was when your holy marriage was the best marriage that you're trying to go to. Now, listen.
In the 1950s?
So what he's saying is you can't romanticize the past. If you weren't there, you don't know. You can speculate based on evidence, but I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't want to be a farmer. And if I was born in the 1950s, I would have to be a farmer.
Were we crusading in the 1950s?
No.
What the hell are you talking about?
You talked about the institution of marriage for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Sir, do you need me to catch you up on what you're talking about? You're having trouble keeping up with me. You're having trouble keeping up with me. You said 2,000 years ago.
Truly,
and I told you 2,000 years ago, they were chopping people's heads off.
Which has what to do with anything?
I need you to catch up with me, sir.
Okay.
If you want to take things back to the past, you have to accept everything as the past. You can't just cherry pick. Now, here's the thing. You're cherry picking. If you want to take things back to tradition, take it all the way back. Why stop at the 50s? Take it back to the 1890s.
What you're saying right now is so incoherent. I actually don't even understand
Well,
it.
that's what, listen, when you're running out of bullets.
No, that made sense to me. It's because we have a tendency as people to romanticize different eras, but it doesn't really matter. Like, it's kind of a useless conversation because we're alive today. There's pros and cons of every generation. The 1950s, my husband probably would have died in the war, or I'm working on a farm. Screw that. I want to be a streamer. Sorry. Yeah.
Running out of bullets.
The
last thing you do is the shame. All right. Listen,
I'm not even trying to shame you. It's just incoherent.
I need you to catch up with me.
Okay, catch me up.
Just say you're lacking if you can't keep it up.
It's
all right. Now here's the problem.
It's incoherent.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
I don't know what to tell you.
Here's the problem you're having.
2,000 years ago, they were chopping heads off. Who gives a shit?
Listen,
what does that have to do with anything?
You said 2,000 years ago. I'm coming up with yours. Your holy religious 2,000 years ago. It's been a part of the institution.
What does that have to do with this?
Exactly. Here's the problem. You're cherry picking.
Cherry picking what?
Listen.
I'm listening.
I'm going to slow you down. I'm going to slow you down because I see what you're doing here. I'm going to slow you down.
Okay.
Because it's hard for you to keep up.
It is.
I understand. I understand because you haven't been across. This is your toughest debate. Your audience knows this.
Oh, it's rough.
There's no God in marriage.
Okay.
In the United States.
Yeah.
Can we agree to that? When you get to divorce, there's no God in marriage.
We can't agree to that.
We need to agree to it because when you go into divorce court, there's no God. You can't bring in your God in your Bible.
I want to see. Here we go. This was a stay-at-home traditional wife.
You're here. Okay. Thank you.
I filed a motion for temporary orders on 3 different specifics. One is to have John vacate our marital home. Secondly, for the court to accept my proposed parenting plan. And thirdly, to have a court order
Okay, so someone's saying in the chat, they're saying history is relevant. And this is kind of how people get manipulated, not always intentionally. Okay, if the women in the 50s were a certain way, does that matter to the women you have to pick from today? No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if things were once one way, if they are one way today.
That John paid child support and spousal maintenance. We've been married for 16 years. I have been the at-home mother to our 5 children and have homeschooled them for the last 9 years. I also manage the majority of our children's extracurricular activities, which includes their involvement in Boy Scouts, orchestra, piano lessons. Recently, my boys are now involved in a hunting certification class, and I often carpool for my son's Irish dance class. I have chosen our children's pediatrician, settlement, or...
Okay, so she's a stay-at-home wife. She says that part. Let me go to the part where he...
Together in the house. The kids want to...
Okay, now we're gonna talk to where the guys talk.
I don't need repeated. What I need to know is you have indicated he makes X amount of money. And your basis for doing that is you went through all the bank records and you came and you spelled all those bank records out, and this is the money he's made. He's indicated in his taxes he makes X amount of money and significantly less. I want to know what the difference between the two of you is. That's it. I don't need to know everything that's in the paper. I want to know why your position is right, and he's going to tell me why his position is right.
Mine is documented with bank statements.
Anything else?
No.
To try to summarize what's going on, she's unhappy in the marriage. That's what she wants is a divorce. We're one big happy family. We work together. She just moved out of the big bed 2 or 3 months ago, and we get along fine. There's no danger. There's no abuse. My business is integral to staying in the house because there is all the inventory, which she also didn't mention, and all the UPS.
What's the inventory?
The suits. I'm a custom tailor, so there's all kinds of things in the office. The whole bedroom is full of feral apparel. It's very disruptive to move it anywhere. We do just fine together in the house. The kids want us to stay married. Everything works just fine as it is, and I would submit that to try to break this up or do something or make a decision today would not be wise. I would petition that we have an evaluation done for our family with a social worker, a master's in social work, to help us find out what really is in the best interest of the children versus breaking this up, which I propose.
Okay, so long story short, he gets kicked out of the house. He's a custom suit designer with a housewife. Catholic guy. He like sent me his footage. And and now he's getting kicked out of his marital home.